Did you know that your words can kill? Simply by a few simple phrases. You're not good enough. You're not doing your job well enough. You could be doing a lot better. Simply by restating these things, you can actually improve your leadership skills and not only that, not create a negative work environment. Hi, I'm Robert Whitlock, a second class petty officer in the United States Navy, and this is one of the biggest topics we have in the Navy today. How do we create a more positive work environment to be able to portray to our sailors that the ultimate end is not the answer to your question? So in a study done by Siller, he writes in a 2012 leadership coaching experience of clients with alexithymia. Alexithymia is a subclinical phenomenon involving a lack of emotional awareness, or more specifically, difficulty in describing feelings, be they physically or emotionally. As he goes through his study, he finds that some people, even though they have this disorder, can differentiate, even though they don't have their personal feelings attached to it, they can see, oh, I'm being a negative person, but it takes them the time of stepping back, breathing, and being able to say, hey, what am I really saying to this person right now? They have to constantly think about the words that they're saying. If they don't constantly think about it, then they fall into a category of what I say is negative or inappropriate leadership, where you start creating a negative work environment which can inadvertently want people to no longer be at work, cause depression, or want people to start thinking of, well, do I really need to be around anymore? These are some of the things that not everyone knows, and this may have some need to be evaluated to see if they're normal. There could be your boss right now that just doesn't know they have this disorder. There are ways around it, but what it requires is a lot of constant thinking, a lot of constant questioning on their own character, on how they are talking about these topics, or are they portraying themselves in a negative leadership, or are they portraying themselves as positive leadership? From a study done of about 15 people, he found that 10 out of those 15 people had a negative leadership style, but not because they weren't wanting to be positive leaders. They just didn't know that the way they were speaking was causing a negative feeling in their coworkers or their shipmates. And it's amazing to see how just simply rephrasing what you say can almost immaculately improve your working environment, or simply by just caring a small, minute amount can give you that positive sense you need to say, hey, I really like my job today. It's one of the things we struggle with in the Navy the most. How do I portray myself as a positive leader to you without coming up negatively, but still being able to critique you in a way where I improve you to improve me? So, in an article written by Wagner, he goes into manifestation of positive leadership, looking through the lens of positive leadership, the importance of motivation in that leadership, and communication between organizational members and their leaders. It's as simple as your boss coming in and asking, hey, how was your day yesterday? Oh, or if you had the day off, hey, did you guys get up to anything yesterday? Portraying themselves in a positive manner, even in a negative situation where you can be, hey, I know you didn't do so well at this, but here's how we can improve together as a team. Don't make it so much about them as it is the collective whole, because most people tend to take things directed at them as either insults or threats, or some kind of negative connotation that, well, you're just not good enough, which is not what you want to portray as a positive leader. You want them to know, hey, you're doing good enough, but here's what we can do to improve to make you even better. As a team, we can improve like this to make us even better. It's hard sometimes to be able to explain these things, especially when you get in a situation where someone's getting into trouble or someone's not listening. You have to sit them down and let them know, hey, you're really doing this, or you're really lacking in this, and I really need to implore you to go in this direction, and I'm here for you. We are here to do this together. Make sure they know that. They're not alone. They're not trying to do this by themselves. They're here, and you're there. You are a collective team. And together as a team, you can create that more positive work environment, but it takes you working together in order to obtain that positive working environment. In an article written on Buds to Bosses, they have a renowned author named John Gordon, who starts off by saying, spreading negative energy solves nothing. In fact, it causes people to shut down. What does that really mean? It means they stop listening. The second you start yelling, screaming, getting into somebody's face, only expressing negative thoughts or emotions, people tend to just turn off. Why would I want to listen to you when all you're going to tell me is the bad? You need to make sure whenever you're talking about these things, yes, I know you have to express the negatives. Unfortunately, sometimes it's hard to go around those or go about those things in such a way where it comes out in a positive way. But let them know at the end you're there. You are here to help them. You're not just going to let them struggle and strive at the bottom of the barrel and stay there. You're not going to just let them drown in the swamp. So there are just a few things that you can do in a leadership role, or not even in a leadership role, just being a caring coworker to create a positive work environment. One of those things is coming into work with a positive attitude. I know it's hard sometimes. Sometimes you had a really struggling night, or myself, my son stays awake all night long, and I just come into work dreary and exhausted. Take a breath before you go to work. Take a breath before you start your shift. Tell yourself, today's going to be a good day. I can make today a good day. Stay in that positive mindset. Even though I know the workplace can throw negative mindsets and negative connotations at you constantly. And sometimes they come out of nowhere. It's like a left-hand hook. You have to tell yourself, I can do this. Also communicate with your employees. Make sure they're doing okay. If they look sad, ask, hey, are you alright? Or if they're sad and they don't want to talk about it, throw a joke out there. Make sure it's workplace appropriate, but throw a joke out there. Make them feel better about what they're actually doing and how they're doing it. And then on top of that, come in with your shoulders back. Make yourself have that positive appearance. Even if you don't feel good, even if you're sick and just want to go to sleep. Come in, shoulders held high, head held back, and talk to your coworkers. Give them that positive experience that they're hoping for. Because sometimes those few simple words to them, how's your day? Hey, you look good today in that uniform. Looks real prim and proper. Man, you're doing a really good job. Keep it up. A few good words and a small positive attitude, you'd be surprised what it can actually change in you, and not just you, changing the environment around you. So I am going to say, I'm going to challenge you. Go to work for 13 days straight, because normally it takes 13 days to break a habit. 13 days where you're positive, you have your shoulders back, your head held high, and you just emit a positive aura. Even in your darkest of times, sometimes a simple positive aura is not only best for you, but it's best for the people around you. So as a leader, and then as a worker myself, even if you're the little guy, I implore you, talk to each other. Come in with a positive attitude. Take that breath you need before you go into work. And like I said, I challenge you 13 days to try and maintain a positive attitude to the best of your ability, and tell me that that doesn't change your outlook and doesn't change the outlook of others about you and their own personal experiences around you to create a more positive working environment.